What if I told you this is it? That everything you've been running from, hiding from, numbing yourself against is coming to a head. That the signs are not just on the world stage, they're in you. Young man, listen to me. This isn't about religion. It isn't about politics. It isn't even about success or failure. It's about your soul. The war around you, the chaos in culture, in relationships, in your own heart is not random. It's a wake-up call. The final trumpet isn't a sound in the sky yet. It's the ache in your chest, telling you you've lost your way. You've chased validation from women, from money, from screens, from strangers on the internet. You've been told to be high value, to perform, to conquer, but at night, you still feel empty because you've been taught to gain the world and lose yourself. But what if I told you you're not too far gone? That even now, the last sign, the last warning isn't to scare you, but to awaken you. You are standing on the edge of eternity, and your choices in this season will echo forever. The rapture of your heart, being caught up into who you were meant to be, begins now. If you're still breathing, it means heaven hasn't given up on you yet. This is the call. This is the sign. Are you listening? Young man, listen, they lied to you. The world sold you an image of masculinity that was never real. They told you that to be a man you had to harden your heart, conquer women, dominate your environment, and silence your pain. They told you to build an empire, to become high value, to chase respect and power and admiration. But nobody told you what to do when you gain all those things and still feel hollow inside. Nobody warned you that the pedestal they placed you on was made of glass, and one day it would crack beneath your feet. What if I told you the breaking you feel right now isn't failure? It's mercy. What if I told you God is dismantling the false strength you've built so He can give you the real thing? Because this world's version of a man is a fa'ade, it's cardboard armor. It works for a while. It gets applause, attention, temporary pleasure. But deep in the night, when nobody's watching, you know the truth. That armor doesn't protect you from loneliness. It doesn't heal the wounds you've been carrying since you were a boy. And maybe that's where you are right now, tired of performing, tired of pretending you're unshakable, tired of scrolling, swiping, consuming, chasing, but never being satisfied. You've been trained to suppress your soul, and you wonder why you feel lifeless. But hear me, masculinity was never about how many women you can attract, how much money you can stack, or how much control you can exert over life. True masculinity is not about domination, it's about integration. It's when your strength is paired with tenderness. It's when courage doesn't mean hiding your fear, it means facing it. It's when you're willing to let the walls fall, to admit you're not invincible, to let God rebuild you from the inside out. This shaking you're feeling, it's the collapse of a false kingdom, the collapse of the lie. Because you weren't made for shallow victories. You were made to carry glory. The kind of man you're called to be isn't manufactured by culture. He's forged in surrender. And here's the paradox, the moment you admit you're weak is the moment you become strong. The moment you stop chasing approval is the moment you find identity. The moment the fa'ade dies is the moment the real man can rise. Don't be afraid of the collapse. It's not the end. It's the beginning. The last sign is inside you, expanded. You've been looking for signs in the sky, wars and rumors of wars, collapsing economies, shifting powers. And yes, they're all there. But what if I told you the greatest sign isn't out there? It's in here. Listen carefully. There is a famine in your generation, not of food or water, but of meaning. A famine of fathers, a famine of truth, and a famine of purpose so deep that young men drown in distractions just to numb it. The world around you is shaking, but it's the shaking inside of you that matters most right now. Because you can survive an economic crash. You can live through wars and pandemics. But if your heart dies before your body, what good is survival? You've felt it, haven't you? That subtle ache that no amount of success seems to cure. That moment late at night when you put the phone down and for a split second, the silence feels deafening. You wonder, is this all there is? What if that ache isn't proof that you're broken? What if it's proof that you're alive? It's the voice of eternity whispering, "Wake up, son. This is not who you were made to be." You see, young man, the final sign is not some meteor in the heavens. It's the emptiness in your soul crying out for restoration. It's the still, small voice you've been drowning out with noise, with women, with substances, with endless scrolling. But here's the warning: if you keep ignoring it, the noise will grow louder and the voice quieter until one day you don't hear it at all. This is the last sign, not to terrify you, but to awaken you, because it means you're not too far gone. If you can feel the ache, it means your heart still beats. It means God still calls your name. This is not just the end of an age. It's the beginning of yours. The last sign isn't an announcement of destruction. It's an invitation to resurrection. High value isn't high enough, expanded. They told you to level up, to become high value, to be the man every woman wants, the man every other man fears. And you believed them. So you hit the gym, built the body, made the money, mastered the social skills. You learned how to play the game, how to attract, how to dominate the room. And for a moment it worked. You felt powerful, desired, untouchable. But let me ask you, when the noise stops and the room empties, when the lights go out, and you're left alone with your thoughts, why do you still feel like a ghost? You see, they didn't tell you the full story. They didn't warn you that even high-value men cry in silence. That validation from women can't fill the Father-shaped wound in your soul. That no matter how much you achieve, you can't earn your way into peace. Because you weren't created to be high value. You were created to be eternal. The problem isn't that you've aimed too high. It's that you've aimed too low. You've been chasing shadows, status, pleasure, control when you were meant to carry the weight of glory. What if I told you true masculinity isn't about having the most options? It's about having the courage to choose what's eternal over what's fleeting. That your worth doesn't come from how many women you attract, but from the one who formed you in the secret place. This world rewards surface level strength, but heaven honors surrendered strength. And that's why you're still restless. The real test isn't whether you can gain the world. It's whether you're willing to lose the world to save your soul. So here's the hard question, young man. Are you going to settle for being high value in a dying world? Or will you dare to become priceless in a kingdom that will never pass away? The axe for Eden expanded. Why do you think you're restless? Why do you feel that gnawing emptiness in your chest, even in your best moments? You've had success, intimacy, pleasure, and yet the satisfaction fades like mist in the morning sun. Homesick for a place you've never been, but were created for. It's the ache for Eden. Deep inside, you know something's not right, that the world isn't as it should be, that you aren't as you should be, and no amount of hustle, hookups, or accolades can drown out the question echoing in your soul, is there more? That question isn't a weakness. It's a sign that eternity is written into your DNA. The hunger you feel isn't random. It's the imprint of a lost garden where man once walked with God in the cool of the day. It's the longing for a connection so pure, so unbroken, that every relationship, every dopamine hit, every achievement you've pursued is just a pale imitation. Young man, you were not designed for endless swiping and shallow validation. You were not created to numb your pain with pixels on a screen or to anesthetize your soul with substances. That's why it never satisfies. The ache you feel is holy, it's calling you home. And every time you ignore it, you sink deeper into exile. But here's the good news, Eden is not gone. The way back has been opened. The flaming sword that once kept men out has been lifted, but only for those willing to lay down their pride. They're idols. They're false strength. The longing in your chest is not a curse. It's an invitation. Will you keep running from it? Or will you finally stop and listen? Rapture of the heart expanded. You've heard about the rapture, that moment when those who are ready are caught up, lifted in an instant, leaving this broken world behind. But hear me, young mans, before you're caught up in the sky, you must first be caught up in the heart. Because right now you're still chained. Chained to the habits you can't break. Chained to the opinions of people who don't even know you. Chained to an image of manhood that leaves you hollow. And the truth is, you don't need more discipline. You don't need another motivational hack. What you need is surrender. This is the secret the world never told you. Strength isn't about gripping tighter, it's about letting go. The power you've been chasing will never come from proving yourself. It comes from finally admitting you can't save yourself, and that's when it happens. When you let the walls fall, when you lay down your pride and cry out for something greater, you're caught up. Your heart is lifted. The weight you've carried for years breaks in an instant. This is the rapture before the rapture. But here's the warning. Not everyone will experience it. Some will cling to their idols until the very end. Some will numb the achy until their hearts turn to stone. But not you. You can choose differently. The same God who breathed life into Adam can breathe life into you. The same hands that were pierced to open heaven can open your prison cell tonight. If you're still breathing, it means it's not too late. But the window is closing. Don't wait for the skies to split before you wake up. The rapture of your heart begins now. Will you let him lift you, or will you stay bound to the dust? Choose eternity over escape. Ace expanded. Here's the hard truth, young man. Most people won't choose eternity. They'll choose escape. They'll keep scrolling, swiping, chasing, numbing. They'll drown the voice inside with noise, pleasure, and distraction until the day comes when the voice is silent forever. But what about you? You've been told that tomorrow is guaranteed, that there's still time to figure it out. But tomorrow is a myth. Eternity is not. And right now, yes, right now you are standing on the threshold of forever. One step takes you closer to life, the other to dust. Will you keep running? Will you keep building kingdoms of sand that the tide will wash away? Will you trade your soul for a few fleeting moments of comfort? Or will you rise? Will you choose to face the pain, to let your false self die so your real self can live? This is the sign, the call, the trumpet blast before the silence. The door is still open, but it won't be forever. There is no middle ground, no neutral territory. You are either moving toward eternity or away from it. The question is not, can you be saved? The question is, will you let yourself be found? He's calling your name right now. What will you do with it? Listen to me. If you felt that tug in your chest just now, don't ignore it. That wasn't just words. That was a call, a whisper from eternity into your soul. You don't have to stay where you are. You don't have to keep living numb, scrolling, chasing shadows. You were made for more. But here's the thing, this isn't just about you. There's another young man out there, just like you, who's lost in the noise, drowning in silence, aching for a word of hope. And you might be the one to get this to him. So if this message stirred something in you, don't let it stop here. Do something with it. Hit that like button, not for me, but so this message can be seen by others who need it. Drop a comment below, share where you're at, or just type, "I choose life," if you're ready to take a stand. Share this video with a brother, a friend, someone you know is wrestling in the dark. And if you want more truth like this to wake you up, to call you higher, subscribe now and turn on the notifications. Because this isn't the end, it's the beginning. The world is loud. Heaven is calling. Which voice will you follow?